Hello friends, welcome to Department of Plant Pathology, KDSP Agriculture College Nasik. In previous lecture we have studied all the diseases of strawberry and their management. Today we are going to start diseases of potato and their management. In that first most important disease of potato is early blight of potato, and this early blight of potato is one of the fungal disease, and it's caused due to Alternaria solani. First report of this potato early blight was reported in 1903, and it is worldwide disease distributed all over the world, where the potato is the staple crop of the community. And in India it is very common in hills and plains also. You can see the symptoms of this early blight disease of potato in this image. Disease appears before the initiation of tuberization. Irregular brown to dark brown spots with concentric rings is the particular character of this Alternaria pathogen. These concentric rings were formed on lowermost leaves. Spot foliage to form large patches. Sometimes it shows blighted appearance, but no whitish fungal growth of mycelium was observed on these tissues. That means there is absence of whitish fungal mycelial growth, only there is concentric rings developed on lower leaves. Entire foliage shows blighted appearance. This fungus produces alternaric acid, which is very toxic, and due to this alternaric acid, severe leaf damage can cause to the leaves. Similarly, large amount of leaf defoliation occur due to this Alternaria leaf blight. Respiration rate of plants were increased. All metabolic activities of the plants were disturbed due to the attack of this Alternaria pathogen. Dark colored sunken lesions on stolon, stem and leaf petiole and defoliation blight. Then tuber infection is also occurs in storage crop. That means after harvesting there is tuber infection in storage through the infected tubers, and this causes considerable damage to all tubers. Then after the infection on standing crop, number and size of the tubers were reduced due to the infection by this early blight. The primary source of infection of this Alternaria leaf blight is infected tubers and some spores which were present on infected tubers. This leads to the primary source of infection, and secondary source of infection takes place through Conidia, which is present inside the soil or which is transferred from one infected field to healthy field through irrigation water or through air currents also. Then now we will see what are the hosts required for development of this Alternaria. For host, it choose brinjal, chili, pepper, tomato. All solanaceous crops were infected by this Alternaria leaf blight. In tomato also there is severe losses caused due to this Alternaria blight, and in tomato again there are early and late blight. In potato also there are early and late blight. All these two diseases were common in these solanaceous crops. High temperature alternating with moist periods favors the development of this disease. Then frequently and heavy rainfalls helps to sporulation of this fungus, along with optimum temperature range with 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Then if there is lack of organic matter inside the soil, there is more chances of development of this disease due to it makes susceptible to attack of this disease. Then sandy soils where frequent irrigation is required are most favorable for development of this disease. Now we will see the management of this early blight of potato. For that, only way is to use disease-free tubers for planting purpose. Then if the infection occurs after the planting, then remove such infected plant and destroy outside their field. And proper fertilization and proper canopy management should be maintained, or proper crop vigor should be maintained for increasing the innate immunity of the plants. Similarly, this disease can be controlled by spraying with fungicides like mancozeb, Captan, or any another systemic fungicide is found effective for this disease. So that's all about early blight of potato. Now the next most important disease of potato, that is late blight. This is one of the worst disease of potato in history. There are so many epidemics caused due to this late blight of potato. You might have heard about Ireland famine, that is caused in 1845 and 46, and it causes severe damage to all potato crop in European countries, and due to that the famous Irish famine arises, and due to that thousands of people died and 1.5 million people were migrated to another countries. This disease was first introduced in India in Nilgiri Hills between 1870 to 1880s, and later in 1883 it was also reported in North India. So this is one of the most devastating pathogen of potato crop, and it caused due to Phytophthora infestans, and scientist which was involved in study of this disease is Anton D. Barry. So that's why this pathogen is so important to study, and it comes under family Pythiaceae. Now you can see the symptoms of this Phytophthora blight or late blight of potato in this image. Water soaked lesions or water soaked light brown lesions were developed on leaf blade. These lesions spread over entire leaflets and petioles. Lesions are roundish with concentric marking on the margin of the leaves. The lesions turn black and whitish fungal growth also seen on some cases. You can see in middle image there is stem lesion containing whitish colored mycelial growth on the stem, and in first image there is lower leaves infected by these Phytophthora infestans, completely drying and decomposing of leaf. These are the particular characters of these Phytophthora infestans. Tuber infection causes dry rot and purplish brown discoloration in tubers. Severely infected plants shows wilted type of symptoms in few days after the infection. Then infected tubers start rotting in storage also. So you can judge the severity of this disease. If there is infection in the stand-in crop and such infected crops when harvested, and when such potato when kept in the storage, then there is the initial inoculum was already present inside the potato tubers. So there is a severe rotting of potato occurs in storage also, because it gives proper temperature and proper humidity under the storage, so that development of this fungus might be more. That's why it is difficult to control. Now we will see the primary infection and secondary infection of this late blight of potato. Primary infection of this late blight of potato caused due to the infected tubers containing some spores or infected mycelium, and secondary spread of this late blight caused due to sporangia and zoospores through wind and irrigation water. And there are oospores which are produced as a sexual spore, and these are the resting spores survive under adverse climatic condition and causes infection to the new crop in next season. Infected seed or infected tubers plays important role in bringing the first inoculum into the new field. So this is all about disease cycle of this pathogen. This disease favors by night temperature below the dew point, and at least 4 hours are most favorable to attack of this disease. The minimum temperature range, that is 4 to 10 degrees Celsius, is slightly found effective for development of sporulation of this fungus. And cloudy weather is also responsible for spreading and development of this disease. And as we have seen in earlier disease, there are solanaceous crops caused due to solanaceous crops infected by these two pathogens, that is Alternaria pathogen and this Phytophthora pathogen. In similar way, this disease also causes infection to all solanaceous crops like tomato, brinjal, and other crops also. So this is common disease in tomato also. Soil temperature, that is 52 degrees Celsius, 50 to 20 per soil moisture containing 50 to 20% moisture level is found effective for development of this disease. And moist heavy period or humid condition, that is more than 91% relative humidity is also favors the development of this disease. Now we will see management of this late blight of potato. For that, same thing that we have to do in, as we have seen in earlier disease, that is selection of healthy potato tubers for planting. Then potato tubers should be dipped in 1% Borax mixture for 30 minutes before sowing. It will minimize the initial inoculum which is present on the tubers. Then spraying with systemic fungicide is quite effective for controlling this disease. Similarly, drenching of some fungicide is also recommended to kill the rhizosphere microflora of this fungal pathogen inside the soil. Then in storage, we have to avoid injuries to potato crop. By this injury, this pathogen can survive in that injured portion and it causes rotting to the potato crop in storage. So these are all methods that we can follow to control this disease. Similarly, the another most important point, that is resistant varieties like Kufri Navin, Kufri Jivan, Kufri Alankar, Kufri Khasi Garo, Kufri Moti, Kufri Kubair and Kufri Kishan. These are some resistant varieties which is recommended for cultivation. So farmers can grow these varieties to avoid the infection and chances of this disease. So that's all about late blight disease of potato. The next important disease of potato is brown rot, or it is also called as bacterial wilt of potato, and this is one of the bacterial disease and caused due to Bucurdia solanocerum. This is also a widely distributed disease found all over the India where potato is the main crop, and there are different synonyms in different states. That means in Uttar Pradesh it is known as Ghira or Utka. In Maharashtra it is called as Bengal blight or Bengali. In Gujarat it is called as Bangadi disease. So there are some synonyms of this brown rot disease, and there are alternative names also given to this pathogen or this disease, like bacterial wilt, granite wilt, ring disease, sline disease and southern bacterial wilt. These are some alternative names given to this brown rot disease of potato. That disease caused due to bacterial pathogen Bucurdia solanocerum. You can see the symptoms of this bacterial disease in this image. Infection causes at any stage of the crop growth. Primary symptoms of this disease shows wilting, stunting and yellowing of foliage. These are the common symptoms of this bacterial wilt. Entire plant collapse after the infection by this bacterial pathogen. It mostly attacks on vascular bundles, that is xylem vessels, and it causes clogging of vascular tissues or xylem tissues, resulting in collapse of seedlings or the plants. Then brownish colored portion, as you can see in this image, there is brownish colored portion inside the stem, denotes that there is a vascular bundle infected with this bacterial wilt of pathogen. Similarly, eye buds are blackened due to the infection of this pathogen. This disease can be identified by their special character, that is bacterial ooze, which is comes out from infected stem or infected potato when we cut such infected potatoes, and this ooze can be identified. It shows a dirty liquid like dirty milky duff like color, and it shows foul odor. So this is unpleasant to smell and disagreeable to smell. You can easily identify it by this bacterial ooze. Then badly infected tubers were also rotted in field, and sometimes such infected tubers were also cause infection in storage also. So this is one of the gram negative bacteria, and it is a rod shape containing 1 to 4 polar flagella. It is non-spore forming and capsule. It doesn't form capsule. Optimum temperature required for growth of this bacteria is ranges between 35 to 37 degrees Celsius, and maximum temperature it can grow up to 41 degrees Celsius. So this is all about bacterial pathogen. Now we will see the primary infection and secondary infection of this bacterial wilt. Primary infection of this bacterial wilt causes two infected tubers or infected seed tubers, which is present in soil or some planting material containing such infected tubers. And secondary spread is through the bacterial spore, which were migrate through wind-borne splashes or rain splashes or irrigation water. This bacteria having flagella and it can swim inside in water, and it can move from infected field to the healthy field through this irrigation water. This infection mainly occurs through wounds in the root system, and these wounds can be found at any stage of the crop, and these wounds were developed at the time of interculturing operation or infected tools and implements when used for interculturing operation. By these wounds, this bacteria enters into the plant system and causes subsequently damages. Then same as this pathogen also causes severe losses in all solanaceous crops like brinjal, chili, tomato. These are some hosts which are reported to cause by this pathogen. Now we will see the management of this bacterial wilt of potato. For this, you have to follow crop rotation to break the life cycle of this bacterial pathogen. That means crop rotation should be done in 3 years, and it should be rotated with maize, soybean, some like these crops are responsible for breaking the life cycle of this pathogen, so that these are quite helpful. Then seed tubers should be free from disease, and such tubers should be used for planting purpose. Then tuber treatment is very essential. That means streptocycline solution containing 0.02% or 0.02% is quite helpful. If we dip the tubers in such solution and then plant, then this chances of this disease are more or very less. Then collection and destroy all infected plants after the disease arises, and such infected plant debris should be kept outside the field and destroyed. Then treat the cutting knives with rectified spirit or mercury chloride. When at the time of harvesting, all the cutting knives should be sterilized, because these knives are the sources of chances of inoculum to spread from healthy infected potato tubers to the healthy potato tubers. Then tuber dipping in Bordeaux mixture is also quite effective for controlling this disease. So in that way we can control this bacterial wilt pathogen by following such remedies in effective manner. Next important disease of potato is potato scab, and this is caused due to Streptomyces scabies. You can see the symptoms of this common scab of potato caused by this Streptomyces scabies. It affects all young tubers, and it shows small circular to irregular lesions on lenticels and pedidum, turning brown to rough, and it becomes breaking of periderm, and lesions were also rough after the infection, and these are depressed. Similarly, tissues on periderm are become corky, as the name gives that scab disease of potato. Sometimes raised rough and corky pustules with 3 to 4 mm deep depressions were also observed on tubers. So this is the widely distributed disease, and the primary infection of this disease again caused due to the infected tubers which were used for planting, and secondary infection is by such infected tubers when transported, or some plant debris which were present inside the soil serves as a secondary source of infection. Now for management of this potato scab, we can control it by various methods, like deep plowing in summer is found effective, and followed by green manuring of some crops like suneb, green gram. These are some remedies that we can do for controlling this disease. Similarly, avoid use of acidic fertilizers like calcium ammonium nitrate is most favorable for development of this disease, so that it creates acidic condition, and these acidic fertilizers are responsible for development of this disease. Then seed tubers should be treated with 3.5% boric acid solution for 30 minutes, and drying should be done, and then we can use it for the planting purpose. So that's all about management of potato scab. Thanks for watching this video.